What just happened to that strong stock market that we had? Where did it go? But it's still there, actually. It's coming back. It's recovering. I think it was kind of just a blip for the time being, but we might see quite a big correction soon. So it's the weekend again. It's Friday. We're going over the charts. We're going over the last week. We're going over what's happening next week. So we're going to go to the charts, and we're going to go and have a look at what we can expect in the following week. Luckily, there was no big crashes last week, but as you know, with our system, the support and resistance, it doesn't really matter whether we have a crash or whether we have a bull run, because for us, it's all about the support and resistance. It's all about managing your risk, and it's always about just taking those trades. But what would be really interesting is for the investors, if there's a slight correction or a large correction, that'll be great for entering into the market and getting good positions for your long-term investments, of course. At the end of the video, after the charts, you go and get your free gift. I've got your free gift for you there. And we can talk about a little bit about how you can improve your trading so that you can become a good, profitable trader. And it does help to watch the videos during the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because those are the training videos that go over all about the support and resistance systems, the supply and demand systems, that'll make you a profitable trader in the stock market. This weekend video is we're going to go over a couple of Forex trades, we're going to go over a couple of index trades, and we're going to go over a couple of commodity trades to see where we are. But don't forget, guys, trading is risky. 80% of traders do lose money. And if you don't like risk and you don't like losing money, rather don't trade. That's about as simple as it gets at the end of the day, isn't it? Look, trading is a 50-50 game. And I keep reiterating this, and I just want to explain it in a little bit more depth for you so that it's a little bit more understandable at the end of the day, because I'm finding a few of you are sort of not picking up what I mean by it's a 50-50 game. And what I mean by it is 50% of the time when you take a trade in the stock market, you have a chance of winning, and 50% of the time when you take a trade in the stock market, you have a chance of losing. Whether it be Forex, stock market, futures, commodities, doesn't matter, same game. Doesn't matter how strong the system is. Doesn't matter what your advantage on the system is. Now, a lot of you has asked me, but surely the system should have an advantage. Yes, every single system in the stock market will have an advantage according to the person who's trading that particular system. But what you have to understand, with that advantage comes the situation of there's a willing buyer and a willing seller. Both of you believe that you have the same advantage, and both of you are using perhaps two totally different systems. Now, that's where the 50-50 comes in. That guy believes he's got a 70% chance of winning with his system. You believe you've got a 70% chance of winning with your system. It's a 50-50 game, guys. Why does he believe it's a good time to sell and you believe it's a good time to buy? Because you both believe that you're right. And that's as simple as it gets. The basis of my strategy is no matter what system you're trading with, no matter what system you're using or what advantage you believe you have, you just need the ability to manage your risk in such a way that you only take the loss that you desire to lose. So I'll take a trade on the S&P 500 and say I'm prepared to lose $500 on this trade, but that's as much as I'm prepared to lose on it. So I put my stop loss at $500, right? Then I say that I want to win $1,000 on that trade. So it's got to have the capability to at least make me $1,000 for the 500 that I might lose. And when I get to that 1,000, I'm going to scale my trade up if it keeps going up, and then maybe I can make 1,500 or 2,000, and so on and so on. In other words, scaling my wins up and cutting my losses quickly and get out of the losses. Now, if you work it out, if you take 10 trades and 5 of them lost at $500 and 5 of them won at $1,000, you've made a profit. And that's the basis of the strategy. The trick is, if you're running your business on a weekly basis, to keep all your trades at the same loss. In other words, every single trade you take for that week, you must say $500 is what the trade's going to cost me. $500 is my loss. Don't take 3 trades at $500 loss and then put a trade in for $1,000, because the one for $1,000 $1,000 will lose and the one for $500 will win, and then you'll lose. Keep them all the same for the week. If you want to increase your risk, do it the following business week and say, okay, I did quite well last week, so this week I'm going to risk $1,000 on every trade. But that's it for the week. You're risking $1,000 on every trade for that week, if that's how you're running your business. If you're running it on a day-to-day basis, then do it on a daily basis. Decide in the morning what your risk is going to be for the day and keep it the same on every single trade. Otherwise, you're not going to win. I'm rambling on now, but I just thought I'd give you that little pointer before we go to the charts. We're going to the charts now. We're going to go and have a look at what happened last week and what we think might happen next week. I brought this video in so that we could get to this sort of scenario where we can show you the trades and the charts. After the charts, come back, get your free gift, and let's talk about a little bit about maybe the fear of trading. It's been an interesting week, and I'll start with the US 500 this week so we can get a clear picture of what is happening in the markets. Now, what I noticed this week was a double top that might develop over here. It hasn't developed, but it looked like it was developing. So I took a high risk trade and I went short on the US 500 at around 56.20. I may have got in a bit earlier. I didn't wait for this candle to finish. And I'm actually still short as we stand. I put my stop loss at 56.75. And when it got down to here, I actually moved the stop loss down to cost, which is around 56.20 in the sense that it's still 50 points away from that price, and I'm staying in the trade. If I lose out on the trade, I break even, and if it continues on down, I can add to the trade. I'm looking at adding to the trade at around the 55.50 level. It looks like a good level to add to the trade, and then I'll add to the trade again if it breaks through the 55. So this looks to me like a decent short. Looks like the markets are stalling a little bit here, but that said, there's going to be news this afternoon, and it could go flying up to the sky, and I'll be completely wrong, and that's how life goes, and then we'll see how that looks on Monday morning. But you know, that's life. If it goes up, I get stopped out, and that's it, end of story, and I break even, don't make any profit. Wow, that's bad luck. We'll see what happens. If it goes down though, what a pleasure, profit in the bag. So US 500, it's difficult to tell which way it's going to go at the moment. There is probably going to be a lot of good sentiment when the Fed starts talking in the news about how great things are and how wonderful the world is at the moment, and they're going to cut interest rates and what have you. So there is the possibility of this turning and going long based on that. But I think overall, things aren't looking that great in the world, and I think it may have overextended itself at this level, and I think the US 500 will eventually start to go a little bit short. Looking at the DAX, I love the DAX. The DAX is always a great trade. I've seen that the DAX has now gone long, but what I'm looking at with the DAX is I think it'll go hit this resistance level as well, and then maybe start turning and heading down short again. So I think I wouldn't go long on this just at the moment unless it came back and crashed down here and then went up. I think at the moment it's going to go up to the resistance level somewhere here and then maybe turn and start going short again. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for a reasonable short trade on the DAX unless the world gets euphoric and it breaks through this resistance and heads up north again. But it has to break through this resistance for me to get excited about a long trade on the DAX. Somebody asked me to look at the Great British Pound US dollar this week, so we'll do that. We'll look at the Great British Pound US dollar. I'm not really sure what you want me to look at, because what I can see from the Great British Pound US dollar as we stand right here at the moment is that is a serious bullish run. It's almost a lamp pole formation. We call it a lamp pole formation because it looks like a lamp pole. It goes straight up. Lamp pole formations are dangerous. They do tend to drop off. But what I can see, guys, is a little bit of a kind of demand over here. That looks good. I would say I wouldn't buy into it right now, or I wouldn't sell into it right now. You see all these little tails at the top here? All these little tails at the top here are telling you the sellers are coming in at this level. It's hitting this level and it doesn't really want to go. So the tails are a little bit of a telltale sign, excuse the pun, that it's struggling. The sellers are coming in at this level. So there's a lot of sellers jumping onto the trade. But what I would look at here is for it to get back down to the demand here and then maybe take a long trade out of there on the structure, because the structure looks good. There's structure there, structure there. So I'd say let it come back down to this 130 level before maybe looking at another long trade on that. I would look at the Euro US dollar, but that said, it's pretty similar to the Great British Pound US dollar, so why bother? Let's look at the Euro Great Great British Pound. It's a kind of a different trade, and the Euro Great British Pound has most definitely gone short. There were thoughts that it might go long here, but it didn't. It went short. So it's broken through. It's broken through this main support level, and it will now probably come back and retest. So I would expect maybe a bit of a retest here and then carry on short. So if you want a nice short trade, wait for it to come back, give you a bit of a retest. It could come a little bit more deep into here, but yeah, that would be a nice little short trade. So keep an eye on the Euro Great British Pound for a short. You know, if you don't get it today, you might get it on Monday. Keep your eyes open, see how she goes. As far as gold goes, it was my trade of the day today. Long, nice long trade in the gold. Yeah, that looks good. I haven't looked at it since I took the trade. But yeah, that looks like a decent long trade. Probably go straight up and hit the upper level of this trend support. There'll be a trend resistance a little bit higher up here. So you're looking at the 25.50 to 26 level for profit. Look, there's your hit, touch. So it's touched like 4 times. I know there's a bit of a gap there, and I consider that a touch. It's so close. So you got 4 touches along the way up here. So that looks like a really nice trend support. Looks like it's come down, hit the trend support, and it's given you a nice long signal with a green candle. The green candle is a closed green candle is a signal for a long trade. So I myself have taken a long trade on this. Stop loss just below the trend support at about 24.70. So it's not a far distance, and a nice take profit. First one at 25.50, next one at 26. I'm looking at for that today. So gold is my trade today. Gold looks like a reasonable, decent long trade. Let's see what's happened to the oil. What happened to the oil? The oil looks very short at the moment, very bearish. It's been bearish all the way. The market structure is showing you that it's going all the way down on the bearish level. It has hit resistance 1, 2, 3, 4. Quite a few times it's hit this resistance level up here, and there she's going short again. But now it's kind of hitting a serious support at the bottom here. So I would say that this is probably long up to this resistance again, and then you can relook this whole scenario. It looks pretty short at the moment. If it breaks the market structure, then you can let it go long all the way up here. Otherwise, I think it might just head on short and carry on a little bit further. I have seen oil drop into the 60s quite a few times. Probably won't go much lower than that though. So yeah, oil, it's hitting a support level here at the 75 level. It seems to like this 75 level. So I think if it bounces off the 75 level and continues on up, not a bad trade. It looks like a decent long. You could actually take it long here and just follow it up and see if it hits the resistance. Just watch out for this trend resistance here, which is at about 78, 77.50. Just watch out for that. That could be problematic for you. But other than that, you could have a nice long trade going up to the resistance, up to the 81, 81.50. So Brent, yeah, that's where we stand with that at the moment. It is short. Careful, if you do go long, you're going against the trend. I would actually prefer to wait for short trades on the higher level here and take the short going down again. So that was the charts. And now you know what's going on last week, what's going on next week, and what we think might happen, what we might think not happen. And it's just interesting to get a little bit of my idea. It's not trading advice, guys. It's just a trading idea. Now, the free gift, go down to the description and get your free Forex book. Your free Forex book is waiting for you down there. It's a PDF. It's totally free, and I'm not asking you anything for it. Go and grab it. And the other thing I always offer is the trade of the day every single day on the blog. It's there for you to enjoy. Go and check it out. Every single day. It's just a trading idea. It's not trading advice. It's what I'm trading, and it's always nice to know what somebody else is trading. If you want a little bit more in-depth stuff, then there is the membership. You can join the membership when there's extra stuff there and videos and that sort of thing that will come up and give you ideas and what have you. Just a little bit about the fear of trading, guys. If you're trading with fear, you are going to lose in the stock market. You've got to learn to lose. The trouble is there's more fear involved in a winning trade than there is in a losing trade. Because when people are losing, they accept the fact that they're kind of losing, and they'll try and do silly things like add to the trade and lose more money and make that terrible mistake, and so on and so on. As we've gone over this a million times, don't add to a losing trade. But what actually happens is when you're going to a win, you tend to get excited. You get excited because you're now in a winning trade and you're seeing a green profit and you think, ooh, the money's there, let me grab that now. And the mistake behind that, guys, is you take the profit too early. You take the profit and you run. Instead of holding on to the trade, perhaps adding to the trade, moving your stop loss up and making more money on your wins, rather than when you see the profit, you're so scared of losing that profit that you jump out, you sell the trade and you run away with a little profit, a tiny little profit, when you could have had huge profits. So guys, be careful of that. Watch out for that. But hey, hopefully that helps you for next week. Don't forget to come back on Monday for Monday's video, which is my simple day trading strategy. We're going to go over the strategy again. I'm going to go over particularly the 50-50 thing so that we can get more in depth on that and how you can scale in and out of your trades in a positive way so that you can make a reasonably good profit on every single trade. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to watch the last videos. Do come back for Monday's video so we can go over those things. And till next time, cheers, thanks, and bye.